Hello, dear all. I'm Paolo Brini. I'm professor from National Technical University, Kharkov Polytechnical Institute, Ukraine. And during the next hour, I'm going to deliver you a lecture connected with corporate social responsibility. I'm sharing my presentation. Okay. This presentation was created especially for this event. Actually, I'm much obliged for inviting me to this interesting event, Global Faculty Week 2022, especially in this awful condition. Many thanks to your university and generally to your country for supporting us in these awful times. Today, I'd like to discuss with you the concept of corporate social responsibility, and we'll think, is it a way of being a good citizen, or just a part of advertising campaign and the source of increasing of competitive advantage. Here is my university, National Technical University, Kharkov Institute. It is really beautiful. Actually, I haven't been there for more than 2 months because of these awful times, but I do hope that everything is okay. So, general plan for this lecture. Firstly, I'd like to discuss with you the history of corporate social responsibility and also sustainable development concept. And also, what is more interesting for me, I'd like to discuss with you a connection between corporate social responsibility and competitiveness increasing. At this picture, you can see the main milestones of the corporate social responsibility. And during the next 30 minutes, we will discuss the most important events in this timeline. So how corporate social responsibility became from just individual initiatives and it's like charity, how this concept transformed to the powerful instrument of increasing competitiveness. So it is like a source of a sustainable competitive advantage. What what do you think? What was the first evidence of civilization? Actually, if you if you see this video, it means that something is wrong with me. So you can make pause to this video and you can think a little bit, just maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going on. So, when I'm discussing it with my students, there are a lot of different answers. I'd like to present you more frequent answers to this question. Somebody says that, okay, the first evidence of civilization is writing. So actually these pieces of writing was made more than 3,000 years before Christmas. And generally it means that people were able to explain something with symbols. Somebody can say that, okay, there are some instruments for some activity, maybe for hunting, maybe for anything else. Very frequent answer that a wheel is the first evidence of civilization. Really, it is very powerful instrument of increasing of effectiveness of any activity. Somebody could say that, okay, it is agriculture. It means that people transformed the activity from pure hunting to some pieces of agricultural activity. In books, you can find some evidences, other evidences of civilization, like some levels in society, or some states, because you know. If we are speaking about state, about some country, there are a lot of institutes, and it is also some rank of civilization. But about a year ago, I found very interesting information. I found very interesting answer to this question. What was the first evidence of civilization? And actually, the first evidence of civilization was this very bone. It looks a little bit strange, but still I will explain why. Actually, this idea is not my idea. This idea was proclaimed by this lady, Margaret Mead. He was a big specialist in anthropology, and the age of this bone is more than 15,000 years old. This is femur. It is the biggest bone in the human body, and it connects, it's a link in hip to knee. And as you can see at this very picture, that this bone was broken. And in societies without the benefits of modern medicine, it takes about 6 weeks of rest for fractured femur to heal. And you know, during these months and a half, somebody had to protect this person, feed this person. And this is a long period of time, and Margaret Mead said that this is the evidence of civilization, that somebody cared for somebody else, some other person, and this person cannot do anything for the other person who helped him or her. That's why it's like the first evidence that it was some characteristics of a responsible society. Generally, the first evidences of corporate social responsibility really connected with charity. Generally, in any times, rich people understood that they had to share some benefits. Usually it was connected with religious, but anyway, rich people understood that they had to support some poor people. But from the firstly, it was like some events, some events of charity. And in 1953, this man, Howard Bowen, defined CSR. He was the first to publish a book related with CSR, and he said that, okay, a company is also a citizen of the society. And in this book, he also defines CSR as the obligations of businessmen to pursue those policies, to make those decisions, or to follow those lines of action which are desirable in terms of objectives and values of our society. So if shortly the company, any company, not the, but a company, or the company as an institute, must share the values of society and support society. A little bit later, in 9 years, this man, Milton Friedman, published the book Capitalism and Freedom. And in this book, he analyzed the previous ideas, and he said, okay, the social responsibility of business is only to increase its profits. And a company has no social responsibility to public or society, and its only responsibility is to its shareholders. It means that if we provide some working places, if we provide salaries for our employees, and if we provide profits to our shareholders, to our owners, we are responsible. And this is completely enough. So we are supporting society during how to say, we are supporting society in mean of supporting economic activities. And we don't care about anything else. Actually, you can find some evidences of sharing this concept even now. A little bit later, in 1979, Archie Carroll, he tried to mix those ideas, the first idea and the second idea, and he provided the pyramid that you can see at this very picture. He said that, okay, any company must have economic responsibilities. And yes, we agree that this is the basic responsibility. If we are profitable, so we are paying taxes. We are supporting society through taxes. We are supporting society through salaries to our employees and through cash flows to our owners. But also we have to we have to be legal. It means that we have to obey the law. We have to be ethical, so we have to avoid harm, and also we must use some how to say this. We have to support our society even beyond legal responsibility. So we have to do something for our society because we are not in vacuum. But as you can see, he decided to build this model in the form of pyramid. So his idea, I would say, a little bit closer to ideas of, of Milton Friedman, that yes, the economic responsibility is the basis of the responsibility of a company. The next breakthrough was made by Edward Freeman. He proposed stakeholder theory, and later this theory was used also as a part of corporate social responsibility concept. This concept says that, okay, we have some parts of our society which are connected to our company. With our company, we have internal stakeholders, there are employees, we have salaries, we have to pay salaries, managers, because we are managing the company. Owners, we need some cash inflow from the company, but also we have external stakeholders, suppliers, society, government, creditors, shareholders, and customers. And we have to satisfy the needs of all the stakeholders. And if to compare the ideas of Freeman and Friedman, you know, these synonyms are too close, but at this picture you can see the difference that Milton Friedman says that, okay, the main responsibility of the company is to provide profit, and that's all. The profit to owners or shareholders. But Friedman said that, okay, the company must provide some benefits not only to shareholders, but to stakeholders, to everybody who are connected with our company, somehow connected. Because you know, our company is not in vacuum. And for example, if we have a bad relationship with society around our company, it would be a big problem for our company. For example, to find new employees. A little bit later, John Elkington provided the triple bottom up theory. You can find this theory as TBL theory that any business, the idea of this theory was that any business must be responsible. And any business must have three responsibilities: social performance, environmental performance, and economic performance. And if the company and this theory was described in his book Cannibal with Fox. And you see the general difference between idea of Archie Carroll and ideas of Freeman and Elkington. Generally, at this picture, it is more obvious that all the responsibilities are equal. It is very important. The next, and generally, the mentioned theory are the basis of the modern concept of corporate social responsibility. And the next several milestones that will be discussed are connected with practice of usage of the concept. In 1996, it was the first standard in the field of corporate social responsibility, standard related to environmental management. In 2000, it was created the United Nations Global Compact. It's like the pact to encourage businessmen and firms worldwide to adopt sustainable and social responsible policies and to report of their implementation. It means that we are not only agreed to use to share these values now, but we believe that it is possible for us to share these values. Okay, I wanted to say forever for the first time. Okay, for the long period of time, and generally the ideas, the principles of Global Compact, United Nations Global Compact are connected with support human rights, to that all the company must support human rights. Also, company must support freedom of association of people. The company must support all forms of not support, but eliminate, sorry, all forms of compulsory labor and etc. So there are some main principles, and the main idea of this structure is that any company which agrees to share these principles, it must provide some data to United Nations, and the company became a part of this United Nations Global Compact. And if speaking about Ukraine, when we started our research, it was 88, and now I checked today. And today it was 110 companies from Ukraine in the United Nations Global Compact. I will speak about this the structure a little bit later in the second part of my lecture. And I only want to add now that it is very powerful instrument that any company can connect with United Nations and as an organization, and this is very useful in some cases. In some cases. In 2010, it was published the next standard in the field of corporate social responsibility, 26,000. It is guidance on social responsibility as an international standard. And a little bit later, in 2015, it was created the concept of sustainable development, and there were developed the 17 goals of sustainable development. So the first goal is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere, then to end hunger everywhere. Also, the Sustainable Development Goal number 3 is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all and at all ages. The fourth is to provide quality education and promote life learning opportunities for everybody. Then to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Then the sixth one is to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Then to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy. So it's like supporting green energy. Then to support economic growth in all countries. So we have to think not only about our country, but we have to think about all countries. Then we have to 10, we have to reduce income inequality within and among countries. Then we have to make cities safe for everybody. Then we have to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Then we have to think about climate of our planet. Also, we have to be very careful with water. We have to protect our ecosystem of our planet. We have to support peace. And also, and actually, when delivering this lecture now, I think I have to check how many company from Russia share this principle now. I have to check at the official site at least. And the 17 is to strengthen the means of implementation and realize of global partnership, partnership for the sustainable development goals. So if to summarize, we can say that the concept of social responsibility began with social obligation, like corporate behavior at this level conforms only to legal requirements, and we have to be competitive. Anyway, then the second step is social responsibility. So at this level, we have to take in account expectation of our society and social responsiveness. It's the highest level of corporate social responsibility. We have to think about all stakeholders of our company. And in the second part of my lecture, I'd like to discuss with you our research. And we decided to analyze the fact that can we connect corporate social responsibility and competitiveness of companies. So, if to analyze the first steps, the first events, it was only charity. But can we say that if company uses this concept, it will be more competitive in future? Can we see? Can we say? And our research team decided to gather the information from the official site of United Nations Global Compact. You can see the link here, and actually I checked today, it is 110 companies. You can just click to the country and you will see the list of the companies. And only a year before it was 88 companies. So we decided to analyze this company. 1 year ago it was only 88 companies, and we decided to analyze 5 industries within Ukrainian economic, pharmaceutical business, food and beverage industry, metallurgical manufacturing industry, electric sector industry, and agro-industrial sector, agricultural sector. And in every sector of economy, there were at least 3 companies, adopting CSR approach. And we decided to check the changes in the main indicators of competitiveness. Actually, we analyzed the special literature, and we found that there were the 4 more usable indicators: profit margin, return on investments, growth rate, and employees turnover. And we decided to understand the changes of these indicators for companies which adopted CSR and compare it with the changes of these indicators for the whole industry. Because, it could be the situation that, okay, the profitability of some companies, for example, pharmaceutical companies, increased, but it's connected only with the fact that all the companies in pharmaceutical business became more profitable. And if you see at the upper part of this picture, you can see that there are some green line. It is the profitability in the pharmaceutical for the companies which uses corporate social responsibility, which not used in didn't use the corporate social responsibility concept in 2012, but began to use it in after 2012. And in black at this picture, you can see the average for the industry. And you can see that firstly, there are this company, Darnica, Pharmak, Arterium, and Bayer Ukraine. There are 4 companies in our pharmaceutical business which decided to adopt CSR approach. And you can see that firstly, the average profit margin for these companies was much lower compared with the average profit margin for pharmaceutical industry generally. But after usage of this concept, the average profit margin for CSR companies became bigger. So you can see that this green arrow much longer than this black one. It means that usage of corporate social responsibility somehow helped our business to be more competitive, to be more profitable here. And we repeat this procedure for every industry and for every indicator. And actually, we didn't expect it such the results that for all industries and for all industries and for all indicators, it was increasing. In case of nowhere, it was decreasing. So because the better the lower turnover, the better is for the company. So actually, when we calculated all these indicators, it was really surprising, and frankly speaking, we didn't expect such results. Actually, these results will be presented in our article. The article will be published soon. The article will be published soon. It is accepted, and it must be published. I think I do hope next month or maybe in a month. So we proved that using of corporate social responsibility, increased profit margin, return on investments and growth rate, and decreased employees turnover. And if speaking about connection between using corporate social responsibility and employee turnover, actually the connection is obvious that if we care about our employees, so they will help to they will want to stay in our company, and we don't have to pay more money for preparing new specialists. But we decided to check why this usage of this concept could increase also profit margin, return on investments, and growth rate. And the next step of our research was interesting. We decided to provide a survey. The results also will be published in this article. So I'm sorry I can't share the link to the article, but it will be possible, I think, in a month. So we decided to check if a customer have the product A and product B, and product A is produced by a company with corporate social responsibility values, and product B without one. And 9 out of 10, it is very big, really big share of respondents. They say, okay, if there are everything same, if there is everything the same, we will buy the product which is produced by a company which uses corporate social responsibility concept. And what is more interesting, that 4 out of 10 are ready to pay some premium price for the product if it is produced by CSR company. And only approximately 1 person out of 10 do not don't pay attention to the corporate social responsibility activities. So we can say that one explanation of this phenomenon is that the company uses corporate social responsibility concept. Generally, consumers love this company, and maybe they will buy more products of this company. So they will support growth rate, bigger growth rate for this company, and it help to increase return of investments and profit margin. But now we continue our research, and we're sure that we can find more factors which also can connect usage of CSR and increasing of competitiveness of the company. And as far as people like if the company uses CSR concept, we must inform them somehow. That is why we strongly believe that nowadays marketing of a company has one more additional task to inform our customers that we are using corporate social responsibility activities. But it's very important that the corporate social responsibility campaigns are successful only when suspicion is low. And if the suspicion is high, nobody believes that we share CSR as our value, but not only as for advertising of our products. That's why the best way in such activity is to use not direct but indirect marketing. And also we have to use only soft methods of communication, such as annual reports, corporate websites, and etc., to provide the society with the information of our CSR initiatives. And as an outcome of my lecture, I decided to show this picture again. I do hope that I have persuaded you that now CSR is really not only a part of charity, but a powerful instrument of receiving sustainable competitive advantage. Thanks for listening. If you are interested in the topic, you are welcome to communicate with me. Here is my email. And here are some links to my CV. Firstly, I decided to introduce some words, but actually everything you can find in my Google Scholar account and in my Scopus account. And if you are interested about some information about me, you can find it in my CV. Thank you for listening, and thank you one more time for supporting my country during these awful times.